So I realize I haven't been doing much. Um, I thought I would talk about my health. Why is it so dark? Oh, Jesus Christ. That's why it's dark. That's better. So I thought I would talk about my health again. So the other day, I thought I was having a heart attack, so I went into the ER. Thankfully, they said it wasn't a heart attack. The last week or so, I've been starting feeling, I've started to feel weaker and weaker. I have a hard time thinking. I've been dizzy. I've been tired. Um, I have a lot of needles in my hands and feet, and even in my face a little bit. I wasn't feeling it a while ago until I ate something, and then all of a sudden I felt it. My blood sugar doesn't want to go down. It is refusing to go down. Like it used to sit around 100, max 120, 124, something like that. And for the time, that wasn't very high, but it is sitting way higher than that now, and it's refusing to go down. I think I think not stink. I am having a hard time talking, and I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me. I go in to see my primary physician on Monday. I have an appointment on Monday. I am a mess. My guts are still hurting. There's a lot of bloating still going on. A lot of bloating, and it does not feel good. I don't know what's wrong with me, and I hate not knowing. Some people are scared to know. I fear not knowing more than knowing. I get full easily. The food feels like it wants to come back up. Uh, like I said, I was okay, but then I ate something, and now the pins and needles are in my hands and feet again. I've been taking walks, I've been lifting weights, I've been trying all this stuff to help myself, and it just doesn't feel like it's doing any good. My weight is not going down like it should. I have a hard time speaking. It's getting harder. I it's it's I hate feeling hopeless. I hate feeling helpless, hopeless, and I hate feeling like I don't know what's going on. I hate not knowing. That is my biggest pet peeve in life. Is just not knowing things. That's my biggest pet peeve. I hate that I can't know exactly what's wrong with me, and I hate that I constantly wonder what it is. Uh I don't think I've been getting enough exercise. I have My health has been deteriorating more and more and more ever since I got came H pylori. Since I got H pylori, and goodness, I've been having trouble sleeping as well. That's the other thing. I stop breathing in my sleep. I keep and it's the kind of not breathing that wakes me up. Like there's the kind of breathing where I still sleep, or I'm not quite breathing like I should, and I wake up with a massive headache. This problem I'm having is I'll be breathing before I fall asleep, but then as soon as I fall asleep, I stop. My lungs and everything just stop doing what they're supposed to do, and I wake up over and over again. I wake up because Oh, my health has been deteriorating slowly since I had to move back to Texas. Since I had to move back into this house, since I had to move back out in the middle of this of nowhere. Since I've had to come back here, my health has been going and going and going down the drain. Even worse is a doctor that doesn't listen to me. I feel like my doctor doesn't listen to me. I just sometimes feel like stepping out of my door and screaming for help. Find somebody that'll help me. I realize there's people in the world who have worse. I realize this. And I'm hurting. Hurting all up in my intestines again. It has been hurting. Aside from the bloating, it's been hurting. So, I don't know. I upload something whenever I have something to talk about, basically. This was something I had to talk about. I hate not knowing what's going on with me. I'm terrified. I don't want to die. I don't want to lose my limbs. I don't want to lose my hands or legs or anything like that. I don't want to lose them. My dad, he went through some shit because he was a diabetic. And he eventually lost his life to diabetes. He lost it in that he got an infection he couldn't fight. He couldn't fight the infection. His body was just too weak. It didn't help my dad that he didn't eat like he should, and I couldn't get him ever to take vitamins or anything like that. I constantly, well, I wouldn't say constantly, but I'm known to take vitamins now and then, like this, like the Super B complex, or and then not long ago I started taking creatine, and I started working out a lot and everything, and I mean, you can kind of see the results in my arms. You can kind of, I can kind of flex the muscle there. That's something to be proud of. I take fish oil. I take fiber so I can, so I can poop, so I can keep my system clear. I really just I don't like not knowing what's going on. I do believe I still have an infection though, and I'm gonna look into that. Have you ever felt like your life was pretty much over and that your body was just breaking down? You've already reached the age that you're just that's it. There's nothing there's nothing more, there's nothing less. That's it. It's over. It's over. That's how I feel. It doesn't help that I can't take aspirin because of the ulcers. Because of the supposed ulcers I have, I can't take aspirin. I wanted to take aspirin. Well, I was taking a baby aspirin. Not very many milligrams. I don't have it in here. I was taking a baby aspirin probably uh, once a week. Like I didn't even take one that often, and it helped. It helped in a lot of ways. So I don't know. On the plus side, my brother's gonna help me. On the plus side, my brother's going to help me with with the whole Starlink situation. We have this large pipe sitting outside. I'm going to go ahead and order the adapter that goes on to the. That's the only thing I'm going to order for now. We have to see how big the adapter is to know what kind of pole we need to get. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to bury that pole. It's a big pole, it's about yay big around. But then I'm going to get another pole and slide it in and drill in like a bolt in a couple of places to just kind of hold it inside. Another pole that's going to slide down in it. It's not going to slide down all the way. Is what is the thing though. It's going to slide down as far as it needs to and have it stick out. I mean, if the pole we find is just long enough to go down into the pole, into the bigger pole, and stick out and not be too wobbly or anything, we're going to put the dish on it, and that'll be where Starlink will sit. And and if it goes to plan, it'll be high enough. Okay, it'll be high enough that I won't have to worry about losing signal. Also, while I'm on the subject of Starlink, I think I talked about it, but yeah, they went up $10 on me. It's really funny. They went up $10 anywhere that you live in more populated areas. So anywhere that there's demand, it went up. Anywhere where there's hardly any demand, it actually went down. It's $90 if I lived in Arizona, I guess. If I lived in one of those states up northwest, midwest, I don't know, up that way, kind of going towards California. Yeah, if I lived basically in the middle of fucking nowhere, my Starlink would only be $90 a month. There's a huge problem in this country, and the problem is that the digital divide is such a huge issue that no one company is going to be able to solve it. And if it was up to me, we would just be putting out like either fat copper, which is cable broadband through cable companies, or fiber, one of the two. And it would be delivered to more places, but we're not doing that. We're not investing in more infrastructure or anything like that. Um, Part of the reason I believe that Starlink keeps going up on the cost is because of all the money they lost out, which is kind of their fault, by the way. But it was money they lost out from the FCC because the FCC said there were complaints that the service was degrading. Yeah, because they were overloading it with customers. If they would have held off and not let so many people on it, just hold off on it long enough, right? And see the service not degrade. Held off long enough, they would have got their money. But they were piling on. It's greed 101, basically. It's greed to the max. And their hubris got them. It got them to lose the funding they were going to get from the FCC. They lost that. They lost that money, and now they continue to go down this path where they screw over consumers that need the service. Like where I live, there's no fiber, there's no cable, and don't even tell me about Viasat and HughesNet. They suck. So Starlink is just making all kind. I think I was calling Starlink something else a while ago, but Starlink really needs to get the let out. Stop giving. They don't check. That's the problem. It's all done from the internet, and all the system is set up for is very automatic. Is to check and see if a person has service or not service, but if the service is available for Starlink, if they have capacity, and then they get it. We are over capacity, and that's their fault. That is their fault. And I don't think it would have gotten to where it is now if they would have slowed down on the consumers that they were letting come in. They got themselves into this pickle. And now they're just screwing over more and more customers. I'm hoping that eventually there is an excess in certain areas. so that they go down. Once there is an excess in certain cells, it's cells. They should have known there was going to be high demand. And it's not just people who need it that are getting it. It's people that just want to that are that they're in the cult of Musk, basically. They are of the cult of Elon Musk, basically. And they have Starlink not because they need it, not because there's nothing else available to them, but they have it as a there's a word, and I've said it before. I can't remember what the word is though. They have it just for the bragging rights, basically the bragging rights, as a novelty. There's the word, as a novelty and for the bragging rights. They don't need it. I think a lot of the issues that Starlink is having, they would not have if they just checked the addresses. Somebody needs to go through and check the addresses of people who are signing up. Stop giving it to people who have other options. They wouldn't be having this issue if they didn't willy-nilly give it to whoever had the money. And that's what they were doing, is giving the service to whoever had the money. There were people early on getting it that didn't even need it. Like they signed up for it way early on. I didn't even know it wasn't in public. That I didn't know you could sign up before public beta. Otherwise, I would have signed up long ago before the public beta. I didn't know you could sign up until the public beta went all on and everything like that. And technically, we're still in a beta. Technically, since the service is not all that's cracked up to be. But then, of course, like I said, it got more expensive and more expensive. They started their networks are being bogged down because of all the services that they're delivering. If they would have kept this service as just a rural service, not a mobile service, not a service out at the high seas, which I don't know if that really affects anything all that much. It's out in the ocean. Who cares? But I think you see where I'm going with this. So now I'm getting charged an extra $10 and I feel sick. I feel like I want to throw up. Every time I feel like I want to throw up, I drink water. I have been feeling so weak and so nauseous after that scare with the other stuff. I almost feel like I should not eat because I do start to feel better overall when I don't eat. And the moment I start eating something is the moment I start getting all the I think the tingles are letting up. That's good. The tingles in my hands and feet are letting up. Ooh, that feels better. That's good. Being a diabetic sucks. I never wanted to be like my dad in that way. I never wanted to be a diabetic. I never wanted to do the things he's into doing. I never wanted any of that. But here we are. So, I mean, I'm not getting rid of Starlink. I just hope they don't keep going up on it. But I am fixing to cut my phone down. I've already said it before that streams are going to go away for a while. Two things are going to have to change before I start. Are they're going to change for me to be streaming again? Two things. I have to be pulled out of best effort and put into actual residential. That's number one. That is number one. Number two is of course, getting the satellite high enough to where it doesn't have all the obstructions. Once those two things are settled, I'll be able to do live streams again, but it's going to be a while. So, you're going to have to put up with me uploading videos. But anyhow, this has been the goof. Hopefully I start feeling better soon. I am so lightheaded and dizzy and wobbly and I'm so out of it. Like you can hear me having difficulty speaking, for crying out loud. Oh man. Still have some numbness in my hands and stuff. Oh, so this is like a blog rambling about my health. A vlog, sorry, a video blog rambling about myself. So, yeah, is what it is. But yeah, this has been the goof, and Jesus Christ. Hopefully, I get to feeling better. Have a good one.